Hi, everybody at 7:30 on Facebook. And I'm Lillian. I think you guys know me. And tomorrow is HPV Awareness Day. And my organization is called the HPV Alliance. And we are doing a very big event virtually with the Moffitt Cancer Center and Advent Health Systems, and we've partnered with the Farrah Fawcett organization and many organizations in the HPV space. And we're going to be dispelling myths and all kinds of interesting things tomorrow. Um, so if you want to avail yourself of watching this very informative and interesting, eye-opening event, you can register here. You can actually just go to hpvalliance.org if that makes it better, hpvalliance.org, and you can register. So here it is. You can register for the event tomorrow, which starts at 1 o'clock. It's pretty eye-opening. So no guests today. It's just me. And I want to tell you a little bit about what happened to me. So well, let me start by, well, actually, you know what? I'll start with what happened to me. So I knew I had HPV, human papillomavirus, in my 20s because I had a pap test with my gynecologist. And if a woman has an abnormal pap, that means that she has HPV. Um, by the way, this is my shirt here, Unstoppable, and you'll see why. Anyway, so unfortunately, there's no test for men. So men don't know they have HPV until they have cancer. For women, we get a heads up when we get the pap test. So I knew I had HPV in my 20s, like I said. And then what happens is you come back in a few weeks and then you get something called the colposcopy, and then they test you further. They do like a biopsy of your cells to determine, um, you know, how bad it is and so on. And then most often you're good to go, and that's it. And then, your colposcopy came out fine, and no big deal. So that's what happened with me. So I was fine. I was fine. And then I was fine until I wasn't. And then about 3 summers ago, 2017, I started to experience some bleeding from the back end, and it was consistent. It was every day, little bit, not a lot, but there was blood. And I said, oh, it's probably just a hemorrhoid because, you know, you bleed when you have hemorrhoids, and we all have hemorrhoids inside and out. So I didn't think much of it. And then I realized one day I was sitting in my Pilates class, and I felt like I was sitting on something, and it was uncomfortable, and whatever it was getting angrier, and it wasn't going away. It wasn't going away with any kind of, like, preparation H or anything like that. So I said, I really need to go see the doctor. So I went to see my gynecologist, and my gynecologist said that I was fine. She gave me a pap test. Pap test came clear, and she said I'm fine. And she also gave me a digital rectal exam, and that's digital meaning the finger. And by the way, ladies, you should all be getting a digital rectal exam when you are at your gynecologist. And if your gynecologist doesn't do it, get rid of that gynecologist. And if you ask your gynecologist and your gynecologist says, oh, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, get rid of that gynecologist because they're not doing their due diligence. So anyway, so I had, so my GYN said that I was fine, and I said, "There's no way I'm fine," and I ended up going to a gastroenterologist who I trust and I know, and he said, "We're going to do the most embarrassing test you'll ever have," because when I told him about my symptoms, he looked concerned. And then what he did was an endoscopy, which is a scope with a light, and it goes up your butt. And yeah, that was the most embarrassing test ever. Well, I've since had a lot worse tests now, but since I got cancer. But anyway, and when he was done, he did not look at me. And he said, tomorrow we're going to go for a sigmoidoscopy. And I said, well, what's that? And he said, it's like a colonoscopy, but it's like your anal canal. And I said, okay. And so then, because with the colonoscopy, the camera bypasses the first 6 inches of your canal, so it really doesn't check the anal canal. So sure enough, next day I had the sigmoidoscopy, and then the doctor came over to me after, and he said, it's not the best news. You have a cancerous tumor. And I said, well, what? I said, how did I get that? I'm healthy. I'm this, I'm that. I eat right. I exercise. And he said, I don't know, but it's treatable. And then I said, are you sure? Because we don't even have the biopsy back yet. And he said, I'm pretty sure. And so literally I looked at my watch and I just said, okay, this is what I have. Let's go get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. And then after that, there was many, many tests, and I was treated at Sloan Kettering. I had radiation and oral chemo for 6 weeks. Never got sick once, I have to say. Like every Friday I got my bloods tested. They said I was strong. I never got sick once. And at the end it was tough, toward this couple of weeks, because you don't want to eat because you don't want to go to the bathroom because it's a killer. But in any event, I remember I was sitting waiting for radiation, and there was a lady sitting next to me, and she was crying, and I said, what's wrong? And she said, oh, I have anal cancer, and everybody else has breast cancer and everything. And I said, I have anal cancer too. I'm like, come on, don't worry about it. We're going to be fine. This is the best of the worst cancers. We're going to be fine. It's treatable. And then she said to me, oh no, mine's not treatable. I am stage 4. It went to my lymph nodes. And then I just felt like an idiot, and I felt really bad. And then I said, what happened? And then she told me, and basically, same story as me, that it wasn't caught, and, bleeding, and the doctor said she was fine, or that it was a hemorrhoid. And it's the same story that I've heard over and over. I heard it the other day from a 35-year-old woman who has stage 3 anal cancer right now, because her doctor didn't do a rectal exam because he thought she was too young, but yet she was bleeding. So I'm here to tell you that, first of all, human papillomavirus is the most commonly sexually transmitted infection in the United States. And it's estimated that 24 million, there are 24 million active cases and 5.5 million new cases each year, according to the National Cancer Institute. About 80% of sexually active people are infected with HPV at some point in their lives, but most people never know they have it, especially men. Like I said, women know when they get an abnormal pap. So I knew I had HPV, but so what happens between the time that your gynecologist tells you have HPV and to the point where I got cancer? So what happens is, this is a very sneaky virus. So it lies dormant, and then it comes out when you're in your 40s or your 50s. And HPV causes 6 cancers. It causes cervical, which is that's basically the one that everybody hears about, but it causes anal, like Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett died of anal cancer. It also causes oropharyngeal, so head, neck, and throat, like Michael Douglas, Val Kilmer, Dustin Hoffman. It also causes vaginal, vulvar, penile. So you have cervical, anal, vaginal, vulvar, penile, and oropharyngeal. So for a man, when it presents, usually the men get it in the head, neck, and throat, but men get anal cancer too. But for men, when they get it in the head, neck, and throat, they don't really know. There's like a lump, and they think it's swollen glands. And most often the men don't like to go to the doctors. They ignore it. And then lo and behold, a few months down the road, it's gotten bigger, and then it's like full blown squamous cell carcinoma, which is the same strain, same type of cancer that I had anally. So, but the good news is that it's really treatable. It's very treatable, but you don't want to go through it. You definitely don't want to go through it. It's horrendous, especially throat cancer. So my good friend Marsha Cross, the actress, I'll tell you more about her and what we did. But her husband had throat cancer from HPV, and um, she ended up getting anal cancer, and she had no idea she had HPV. She had no idea she had cancer because she had no symptoms. I had symptoms, the bleeding. She had nothing. She went for a routine GYN exam, and the GYN said, "Oh, I don't like what I see, so I'm going to send you to the colorectal doctor down the street." And Marcia said, I can't go there. I have to pick up my girls from basketball practice." And the doctor said, "No, no, you need to go." And she was alarmed, and she went, and the colorectal doctor said to her, "Marsha, whatever it is, it's treatable." And then, like she says, at that point, she left her body. Like when you find out you have cancer, you're like, whoa. For me, I was like, wait, how did I get that? I'm healthy. But, but when I was told that it was treatable, I just went with that. I just looked straight ahead, forward, and you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to get rid of it. Believe it or not, I treated it like just like something like a wart, like I had to get rid of it. And I just kept going straight ahead. With HPV, what happens is when you get older, if your immune system is compromised in any way, whether it's from stress, whether it's from lack of sleep, diet, it can trigger it. So anyway, I ended up getting treated at Sloan Kettering in New York City. They were amazing, and I I did very well, and they were fantastic because I do speak to people all over the world who don't have the same access to good care as I did, where I could walk right to the hospital being here in New York City, and they don't have the same protocols, and they end up having all kinds of problems, and there's side effects and all kinds of stuff. Well, anyway, I got in touch with Marsha through a connection. I have a friend that's grew up in her town in Massachusetts, and I called her. I emailed her, and she called me. And even though she's an actress, and this is not her platform, she was interested. And then we started doing a lot of things together and going to conferences and talking about HPV and cancer, and HPV cancers for women and men in their 50s and 60s. For us, it's like it blindsides you because you're going along your life, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? How did I get cancer? And it comes out of the blue. And so I got in touch with Marsha, and like I said, and we did a lot of good things together, and now we're doing some really big things, which I'll get to. But what I want to say about HPV is, there's a lot of myths. So one of the most common things I hear is, well, I don't know. I've only had sex with my husband, and then I haven't had sex with anybody in a long time. It doesn't matter. You could have had sex once. Actually, maybe not even sex, intimate contact. There's some studies now that say that you can get it from open mouth kissing. So you could have done, when you were 12, you could have had your little run, catch, and kiss game for your graduation, 6th grade, and gotten it, and you would never know. I have a detective now, a New York City detective, who got anal cancer, and he wants to find out who gave it to him and everything. And I'm like, forget about it. You're never going to know. Never going to know. So the second thing is, when people say, oh, sometimes they say I haven't had sex in a long time. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You could have had sex once, or even just intimate contact when you were 12 or 15, or just once. It only takes once, and you could have HPV. So, in the world right now with COVID virus, HPV isn't the other virus. It's the other virus that none of us talk about. It's not on our radars. Do you know how many times that I mention HPV and people have no clue what I'm talking about? Absolutely no clue. And, fathers with kids who've gotten vaccinated or not gotten vaccinated. Many of them are like, well, I don't know. And you know what? You guys need to know, because this is serious stuff. This is very serious, because Farrah Fawcett died from an HPV related cancer. Joni from Happy Days died from an HPV related cancer. And this is the thing, this is the stupidest cancer ever. I mean, all the cancers are stupid, but nobody has to die from this. I mean, nobody needs to die from this. This is like, we can get this. So fortunately, there is a vaccine out there called Gardasil 9. And the ages that you can get it are from age it says from age 18 to 45. It used to be to 26, but actually, there you really should be getting for your children or kids at 9 years old. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you the information that's out there, that it's a really good idea to get the kids vaccinated when they're about 9 with the Gardasil shot. I believe it's 2 doses. And then, anybody else, you can get vaccinated till you're 45. I actually got vaccinated at 52 because I thought, well, let me get the vaccine to protect me against the strains that I don't have. You see, because HPV has many strains, and there are there's some cancer causing strains like HPV 16, 18, HPV 32. And I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll get the vaccine to help me protect against some of the other strains that maybe that I don't have. So I got the vaccine and I was fine. Who knows? But knock on wood, I've been fine. I go and get my checkups every 3 months and I've been fine. So before I go on to talk about, what I've done since, and a few other things, I want to share with you a PSA that my friends at the Farrah Fawcett organization just created for HPV Awareness Day, which is tomorrow. And we're also having a very big event tomorrow, and I hope you can sign up. And just go to hpvalliance.org, and that's where you can sign up, or you can do it at Instagram at HPV Alliance. The event is tomorrow between 1 and 3 o'clock. It starts at 1, it ends around 2:30. And I'm telling you, you are going to learn so much at this summit. We have Mythbusters. We have 2 panels with doctors, and they're busting the myths. We have a pediatrician. We have researchers, and it's really good. Marsha's going to be there. So you definitely have to tune in. But right now, what I'm going to do is, if you just give me a minute, I am going to find that PSA. And I'm sorry, I don't have it pulled up right in front of me. I thought I did. But anyway, I think I have it right now. And I'm going to share it with you right now so you can see it. So hang on 1 second. And here we go. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Is it here? Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Let me see something. Okay. I think I have it right here. Tell me I can't share. Oh, wait. Sorry. Share. Maybe this is it. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Let's see if you can see this. I don't know if you could see it. You see that? You know what? You can't see it. Okay. Let me just Hi. Just give me a minute. I'm really sorry. This is embarrassing, but hey, it's just me. Um, and this really. Okay, here we go. Let me turn this off. Close. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so I'll put the video. I'll put the video. I'm sorry, it disappeared, but I'll put the video in the chat right here. Um, and so you could see it, but it's made by the Farrah Fawcett Foundation, and it's all about, you know, the HPV cancers, how they cause 6 cancers, and there's different people talking about how they got the cancer. You know, they got cervical, or they, not how they got it, but what cancer they got it. You know, this person had cervical, this person had anal, this other person had you know, their daughter died of oral, or, you know, what have you. Anyway, boy, I am not good at this technical stuff. Anyway, so what I want to say is, so tomorrow we have this event, and it's tomorrow's HPV International Awareness Day, and Marsha Cross will be on there, and Jamie Otis. Jamie Otis is she was on The Bachelor, and she met her husband on Married at First Sight. And at 8.5 months pregnant, she found out that she had dysplasia, which are, you know, the bad cells. And then she found out she had HPV. And after she gave birth, she had the cells ablated. So you see, it can happen anytime and to anyone. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Um, so the other thing I want to say is, you know, another thing that I hear, which is unbelievable. People write me and they're like, I'm telling you, this is true. I cannot believe it. Some lady wrote me from England, and she wrote, "Oh, I know. I had an affair, and I shouldn't have had the affair. I'm kicking myself because I know I got the HPV from the guy that I had the affair with." And I'm like, lady, first of all, whatever. But second of all, you don't know that. You just don't know that. So you always see the gynecologists hear this all the time. So I also want to talk about um, the stigma, and then I want to leave you with some very important information to that you can walk away with, and you know, save your life and save other lives. So, you know, the thing is, there is a stigma, unfortunately, because, you know, HPV, ooh, whoa, whatever. Meanwhile, it's like 80% of people have it. Okay. Second of all, um, um, second of all, you know, people are getting cancer from it, right? Like I mentioned, all the different kinds of cancer: anal, penile, yes, men, penile, oral, um, anal, cervical, and vulvar and vaginal. So, you know, like Marsha and I, you know, and my other friends, Angela from Canada, who's in the making comments, none of us asked to be in this anus angel club. Who wants this? You know, who wants to be part of this club? Nobody. But, you know, we're going to be made to feel bad and shamed for having anal cancer. I don't think so. You know, it's nobody's fault. You know, I mean, you know, anyway, I'm saying, you know, too many times, but the point is, there is a stigma attached, and that's what we're working on at the HPV Alliance, to dispel the stigma. Because years ago, I remember you couldn't talk about breast cancer, couldn't say breasts, and now it's like it's no big deal. And the same with colonoscopies. When Katie Couric's husband died of I think it's Jay Monahan, died of colon cancer, then colonoscopies became, you know, a household word. By the way, I love colonoscopies. I love the propofol. Anyway, so, you know what, forget about the stigma. Like, who cares? And in fact, Marsha, you know, when Marsha started coming out with all of this, you know, it's not her platform. She's an actress, but she came out because she wants to help people. She generally is a very genuine, empathetic person. Who is not only an actress, but has a master's in social work, and she loves helping people. And I remember at one point she was thinking, well, why am I sticking my head out there to help all these people when people are just nasty and making fun and everything. And now it's like, you know what? If the people want to make fun, that's their problem. Like I said, 80% of people have it, and you're better off being armed with knowledge than all of a sudden, it's too late and you could have dealt with this stupid cancer. So here's what I'm going to say. At the moment, there is no test for men, but men, you want to make sure that, if your throat is weird or you have like any bumps or anything, you definitely want to, go to the doctor and get checked. And here's the thing, guys, the doctors, the HPV is not on their radars either. So you may have to, if you know your body and you think something's wrong, you may have to go to another doctor like I did. I knew something was wrong. And I went back to that gynecologist and I said, you missed it. And she said, well, it's not my area. That's another thing. Oh, it's not my area. Really? Well, whose area is it? And that's the problem. We have to make this, some medical area, some medical, team own this, whether it's going to be the gynecologist, the primary. So it's not a good answer, not a good answer when my friend goes to the gynecologist and the gynecologist misdiagnoses her and then she tells her, hey, you missed it. And the gynecologist says, you know, I can't help it if you had anal sex. That's the other myth. No, you don't get anal cancer from anal sex. You do not. Okay, that's the other myth. And that was none of the ladies' business. So, and she had a poster in her office. This is a New York City gynecologist with a poster in her office that had all women's cancers, nothing about HPV. So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I think she should be driving a bus, the M72 across Central Park. Anyway, so here's what you need to do. So for women, when you go to the gynecologist, you make sure that you get a digital rectal exam. They do it with their finger. And mine did it, but she didn't catch it. And mine was literally low-hanging fruit. So I asked her, why did you give me a rectal exam? And she said, well, I was checking your ovaries from behind. Well, you want to make sure that what they're doing is they're palpating with their fingers, and they're feeling around. Because I said to my doctor, I said, you knew that day when you checked me because you didn't look at me. How did you know? And he said, I knew because you had a hardening. So you want to make sure that your gynecologist checks, does like palpating. They're not all trained, but you want to go in there letting them know that you're onto this stuff. And I mean, so many of my friends tell me that their gynecologists say, I don't want to put you through that, or, oh, we don't do that here. Really? Go drive a bus. Don't be a gynecologist then. Give me the choice. I'll tell you if I'm uncomfortable. I'd rather be uncomfortable and live. So that's something you have to be, you definitely have to get those rectal exams. And you know what, guys, you can ask the doctor questions. I mean, I would go into my doctor when I had cancer with my two crazy friends, Debbie and Lisa. I had a legal pad and I had questions all the time. And you can ask questions. It's a good thing. You need to ask questions. And I know that we were deemed the housewives of Sloan Kettering. It was very funny. Also, I had this big party after my cancer, after I was done, and my oncologist said, I don't know, Lillian, she was always so happy. Did she even know she had cancer? I knew I had cancer, but I also knew that it was temporary and I was going to beat it. And my friends were just unbelievably instrumental in my healing and helping me go through this because I actually had a calendar where everybody filled in and would come with me to the hospital while I was getting treated, and I would show them the radiation room and everything. And people, I think the staff at the hospital were like, what's up with that woman? But I think I might have been in shock that I was trying to normalize everything. And I think my attitude was like, what am I doing in this hospital? Yesterday, I was fine. Today, I'm a cancer patient. And I think having friends with me there normalized it. And got my mind off of things. And also I wasn't looking around at the other patients. So they were just amazing to me. So again, listen, tomorrow is HPV Alliance's first big virtual event. You want to register for it at hpvalliance.org. And I do want to put the link for the Farrah Fawcett PSA. So if just give me 1 second, and I'm going to get it here, and I'm going to put it in here so you guys can watch it because it's awesome. And here's the link because I messed up before. There you go. There's the link. Okay, there's the link. And you definitely, oh, I don't know why I couldn't put it. Maybe I'll put it in the banner. Let me put it in the banner. Here we go. I don't know if you're going to, okay, there we go. Add banner. Oh, here it is. Okay, show. That's the banner. Maybe take a picture of it and then try to type it in so you could see the Farrah Fawcett video. It's really good. It's a PSA. It's not the Farrah Fawcett. It's from the Farrah Fawcett organization and HPV and me. And it's an amazing video, real quick, about these various people who were affected by an HPV-related cancer. Anyway, so again, you definitely want to self-advocate. You want to, don't take, if your doctor, like I said, if your doctor says, oh, we don't do that here, or, we don't want to make you uncomfortable, honestly, go somewhere else. All right. Because it's not acceptable, because they don't know what's up with HPV and they don't know about the cancers. It's getting better, and we're out there advocating, especially with Marsha and Jamie Otis. We're getting it out there big time. Anyway, and same with men. Just be on the lookout if you have any kind of weird throat things. Pat, my friend Pat, he's watching. He worked with me at Club Med. I'm sure I got my HP from Club Med days. Anyway, haha. So I think that's about it. Pat, did you hear that? Anyway, so try to check on that PSA. I'm sorry, Farrah Fawcett organization. I couldn't get it right over here, but I have it up here. Everybody, it was great talking to you. Sign up for my event tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you to all my friends that are watching tonight. My same 3 friends that watch every week. And thanks Amy, thanks Angela, Karen, and everybody else, and Rose and Pat. I love Pat. And that's it. So have a great day. Now I gotta prepare for my event tomorrow and then some. Man, I need a vacation like everybody else. All right, everybody, I'll see you in a couple weeks. And thanks, Pat. Love you, babes. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Ann. Hey, Lee. Oh yeah, Lisa the twin. She wants me to say her name. Let me tell you about that one. They said that she was, oh my God, they said she was definitely a housewife of Sloan Kettering. I'll tell you right now. I remember somebody said to me, oh, what a good friend. She went with you to the hospital. And because I said she would knock on my window and pick me up. And they said, oh, what a good friend. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't ask her to come pick me up. She picked me up anyway. She was so nice to me then. I have to say, she's not nice to me. She's not nice to me now. In fact, I think I owe her some money for being nice to me. Lori, Mabel, thank you. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. I got to take a shower. I haven't taken a shower all week. All right, bye. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.